Rush Limbaugh's written wisdom has blessed the lives of many Americans. You can hear some of that written wisdom here on the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. Hello, guys. I'm back for a while. I think the only time I'm going to be Good Friday, the 29th, I will be talking about the atonement of Jesus Christ. April 5th and 8th, just so you know. Brief leave of absence. Okay? Now, this episode is called Relearning the Difference Between Truth and Propaganda. And how appropriate. We're going to have about 3 different news stories. For this, we're going to go to CBN News. Trying to find the best stories that we can. Russia deploys 3,800 Iranian made kamikaze drones to murder Ukrainian civilians in targeted terror. Why don't you listen to this from CBN News?
President Vladimir Putin overwhelmingly won re-election last weekend, and as he tightens control over Russia, he's relying on outside help to wage his war against Ukraine. Iran has sent thousands of drones to attack civilians and critical infrastructure in Ukraine. CBN's George Thomas traveled to Odessa, where these lethal weapons are devastating the lives of innocent people.
Midnight, March 2nd, in Odessa.
Anna and Timothy were in our bedroom. I was in the other room with our daughter Lisa. I usually go to her room to try and help her fall asleep. I fell asleep too with her that night.
An hour later, Russia launched 8 kamikaze drones from Crimea, targeting the Ukrainian port city.
At about 1:17 a.m., I heard a sound, a sharp sound, like a drone, and then a sharp explosion.
While Ukrainian air defenses intercepted 7 drones, the 8th struck Anna and Sergei's 9-story apartment.
Everything was on fire. I woke up quickly and got up, took my daughter in my arms and wrapped her in a blanket. I ran out of the room to make sure that my wife and son were safe. I saw that the door to our bedroom was open, and suddenly I noticed that the bedroom was gone. There was just an abyss and a mountain of garbage below.
Search and rescue teams arrived within minutes of the attack.
I was in shock. What kind of scary dream was that? Maybe it was a dream, I thought. But it was real.
Putin's Stalinism. I don't think I don't understand. Folks, Putin's Stalinism. This is what we have up against. And we didn't under Trump. I know some people are probably going to be mad at me for saying what needs to be said. Okay? I don't hold it to either one of the big 2 political parties. I'm a conservative federalist. But I'm a conservative raised on Christian values. Now, I want you to listen to this here. This is story number 2. White House doubles down on pushing for Netanyahu's removal in Israel. Approves Rife military plan.
Well, Prime Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pushing back on Senator Chuck Schumer's call for new elections to replace him. President Biden is standing behind Schumer's statements, intensifying the face-off between Israel and the United States.
Israel continues to make plans to go into Rafah despite opposition from the United States and the world. CBN's Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
Monday, Israeli forces carried out a raid on El Shifa Hospital, Gaza's largest medical center, because they said it had intelligence that senior Hamas militants were in the complex and arrested 80 people. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu is pushing back against U.S. pressure for new leadership. On Sunday, Netanyahu went on multiple U.S. networks to respond to Senator Chuck Schumer and the White House.
I think Schumer's statements are wholly inappropriate. I think we're not a banana republic. The people of Israel will choose when they'll have elections, who they'll elect, and it's not something that will be foisted upon us. It's wrong to try to replace the elected leaders of a sister democracy and a staunch American ally at any time, but especially during the time of war.
Even before
woke republics beware. Some people say they don't want Trump. Look at what's going on here with Biden. Biden is a disaster. Okay? And meanwhile, he's pushing his propaganda. And people are buying it. Frankly, there's propaganda on both sides right now that disgusts me. I'm being honest with you. Sometimes I'll watch YouTube too when I was asleep. And I was awakened at 2 o'clock in the morning to some stupid ad saying, from, I think, the Republican side, and shame on them. The Russian and Chinese, they're coming to get us. You don't need to use fear to motivate your base. Okay? To be honest with you, that's a turnoff. Stop using fear, both parties. Okay, we got violence in Hades. Here's another news story. If I can get it to load. Christian activists forced to pay $350,000 in legal fees forgives those who attacked her own Bible verse. Some people on the left can get me angry and say, Jimmy, how do you know the difference between truth and propaganda? That's easy. I took my political science education, okay? I took my political science education. First week, in Introduction to Political Analysis, my professor, Greg Moore, he said, I'm going to give you an assignment that's going to cause you to use more critical thinking skills. He said the Clinton inauguration is going to be on Monday. Because of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we're not having school that day. I want you to watch the inaugural address. Now, if you don't want to, get a copy of his inaugural address and analyze it using the tools that's in the textbook that I've already given you. From 2014 to 2018, be it Obama or Trump. And I remember sitting down with my mother, and I tell her, I say, Mama, I can tell when what a politician is saying out of their mouth is BS. She said, you can? She said, okay. President Obama is speaking. Show me. And I called Obama on a few things. Now, this isn't, about what conservatives sees as facts or no. Okay? Political science taught me to keep my ideology, but to use critical thinking skills independent of the ideology. But if you want to, you can use those to refute the other side. My birthday in 2021, January 20th, when Biden took the oath of office, everybody on both sides were telling him, there's a chance he can unite the country. I listened to his speech. I looked at his inaugural address online. And you know what? Plenty on the BS meter. And both parties do it. Both parties do it. There's a difference between truth and propaganda. Truth is something that evokes emotions for good. Propaganda, not so much. Well, we don't think that the Nazis didn't use those. And some people on the far left want to call Trump another Hitler. And because of the immigration issue. I mean, come on, give me a freaking break. That political science education benefited me. It made a difference in my life. So there we go. We have got to learn the difference between truth and propaganda. And you don't have to study political science for you. You know how it is? How about a high school degree? A high school degree, especially if studied right, you learn some of the tools there. English class, history class, government class. At least the way they used to back when I was a kid. I don't know about nowadays. Nowadays, I worry about kids being trained to be woke. Now, I'm only covering the news Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Thursday. Tomorrow, we're covering the 6th Amendment. Okay, for the rest of March. And then April, we're going to be covering the 7th and 8th Amendment. And May, the 9th and 10th Amendment. And really, the 9th and 10th Amendment, I expect you to do most of the reading on your own. Because on May 8th, I'm going to be suspending for a time. You may say, well, Jimmy, why all of a sudden all these suspensions? Because my heart can only take so much contention. And there may be some times when we have a news day that I just don't want to talk about the news. Okay? I know we have one in a couple of days. And we're going to be dealing with this. But right now, Biden is playing with fire as far as Israel. The United States turns its back on Israel. God can turn its back on the United States. So this election season, we better wake up. Now, I'm not saying be scared. I'm not saying be scared. Those news stories that we covered. The thing with Ukraine. You know what we can do? Why don't we pray? Pray for the people in Ukraine. Virginia, I don't want to pray for the people of Ukraine. They've done this. Stop. Pray for the people in Ukraine. All right? Have we become so contentious that we've taken God out of things and we wonder why the heck this world is going to hell in a handbasket? Pray for the people in Ukraine. Israel, the situation in Israel. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I don't care what our president has done. Yeah, it makes my blood to boil. But I'll tell you something. I will pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I stand with Israel. Because Israel is a nation of the Bible. Okay? And I've seen presidents on both parties turn their back on Israel. And shame on them. But I won't. Because I read my Bible enough to know. I had a lovely weekend this weekend. Mostly it was centered around me going to church. And then afterwards, I had lunch with some good friends of mine. There's one who is, she has a disability also. And we've developed a special friendship and a bond. As a devout Latter-day Saint, I believe these issues can be resolved without this name-calling and contention and this degeneracy that's going on. We can stop this, folks. We have no choice. We have to. Okay? So get ready. Tomorrow we're covering the Sixth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment. Get ready. Hope you enjoy listening to the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership classroom. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time. And keep up your hope. Keep up your faith. I say this every day when I need to self-soothe. Jesus saves and I'm okay. So therefore I want you to put this down in your soul. Jesus saves and we're all going to be okay. Take care and be proactively informed. And remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really, really love you. God bless you and have a blessed day.